against the cage. Cage.
Tough as nails powerhouse, Niko Skonbäck has got the kinds of hands that don't come along very often. Hands that, when closed in fists, are clearly designed to lash out deeply sedative doses of Finnish knuckle soup that'll put even a bull to sleep.
Mä oon mun vastustaja parempi nyrkkihipassa ja sitä tää ottelu tulee olemaan. Mun tuleva vastustaja italialainen ja sillä on ainakin tuplat enemmän voittoja kuin mulla, et ei se mikään Skoda-kuski ole.
The proud Italian, Evasio D'Onofrio, is a versatile and crafty all-around fighter with a judo background and knockout power in his hands and high kicks.
Allora, credo di essere un fighter completo. Credo di avere anche un bagaglio di esperienza giusto per affrontare tutte le fasi di un combattimento. Allora, so che è un fighter giovane e affamato che ha voglia di mettersi in luce, ma comunque dovrò fare i conti con la mia esperienza.
D'Onofrio does not tire, but instead gets more dangerous as the fight progresses.
Ma credo di essere più completo di lui in ogni aspetto del combattimento, nelle fasi di striking, nelle fasi di lotta e insomma in qualsiasi modo si metterà al match, credo di riuscire a gestirlo senza difficoltà.
Ottelu tulee päättymään siihen, kun me lyödään vastustajan kanssa toisiamme keitsin lokon päällä ristiin ja toinen rupeaa huilumaan.
Lo finirò il primo round.
Is it Skonbäck's beast-like aggressive punching that'll lead to knockout victory? Or will D'Onofrio's definitive advantage in experience and versatility be enough to earn the W tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Niko Skonbäck versus Evasio D'Onofrio!
To the blue corner, Evasio D'Onofrio!
To the classic tunes of Thunderstruck, we welcome the return of Evasio Bushi D'Onofrio. He is a training partner of heavyweight beast Mauro Cirilli, and he made his pro debut way back in October of 2009. Niko Skonbäck was just 16 years old when D'Onofrio made his pro debut. Try wrapping your head around that. So a wealth of experience resides with the Italian, who was coming off of a unanimous decision loss against Niko here at Cage 57 in February earlier this year. And D'Onofrio, a real renaissance man. I mean, he comes from a judo background, competes in MMA, he's a DJ, he's a guitar player, he's a proud father. I mean, he's just about everything you can imagine and more.
You know, D'Onofrio, he does have a wealth of experience, right? But he's also got quite a bit of time in the game. And when you look at fighting a guy like Elonen-Kulmala for 3 rounds, that puts a lot of wear and tear on you.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, that's a question that I have coming into this one is just how much damage has D'Onofrio sustained over the years? He looks to be in phenomenal shape, right? I'm not saying specifically that he has injuries or something like that he's training around. My question is, can you hang with a young heavy hitter like Niko Skonbäck after such an illustrious 21-fight career and so long in the game? That's a question that needs answering.
Luckily, that we have that answer in front of us shortly, so see how this all plays out.
It's also true that he can be a bit of a slow starter, so let's see what happens here.
To the red corner, Niko Skonbäck!
And now we have coming to the cage, Niko Skonbäck, the heavy hitting, just a beast of a man. A strong pressure fighter, heavy-handed KO artist. Very, very solid takedowns. He fights out of GB Gym, Prime's fight team, which we know also produced the likes of Anton Koivunen, a Finnish MMA legend, and UFC veteran. And that is his coach, indeed. So when looking at this fight, I'm really, really curious about the heavy-hitting power of Niko Skonbäck, and as I said, how that stacks up against the durability of Evasio D'Onofrio. This is a very, very exciting fight. As you can see there in the corner of Niko Skonbäck is Anton Koivunen. He's coached by a wealth of Finnish MMA talent and legends, and he is a young and just hungry fighter. I think he's going to come in here and he's going to have some nasty intentions with those hands of his.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he hits like a truck, that's for sure. And almost all of his wins are via vicious knockout. The only one that's made of a distance out of it was Christian Stiegenberg. So let's take a look at the tail of the tape presented by Rajupaya.
I got you, my man.
So as you can see, D'Onofrio slightly taller. The reach advantage resides with the thin, and obviously 12 years older is Evasio D'Onofrio, who's also the most experienced fighter on the whole card here tonight.
That doesn't come for free, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's some mileage on that Skoda.
In the blue corner, fighter with a professional record of 12 wins and 9 losses, weighing 77.3 kilos, fighting out of Italy, Evasio D'Onofrio! In the red corner, Finnish fighter with a professional record of 5 wins and 2 losses, weighing 77.5 kilos, representing Primus fight team, fighting out of Helsinki, Finland, Niko Skonbäck!
There is a definite tension in the air as these two hulking welterweights prepare for a collision here in Helsinki.
Absolutely, intensity on both men's face. And you know, for what we've said of mileage, I have to say Evasio D'Onofrio, though, just absolutely jacked.
Oh yeah, I mean,
incredible physique for 42.
I hope I look like that when I'm 42, I'll give you that.
I don't think I'll look like that ever, but you know what? Yes. Round 1, the cage door appears locked. And now we have Niko Skonbäck and Evasio D'Onofrio facing off rather intensely here tonight in Helsinki.
Yeah, this is such a no-nonsense matchup. Two guys who are in there to throw down and then get it, you know, throw down, get it done, and leave with a bag full of cash, as the immortal Nate Diaz would say.
D'Onofrio has been noted as a slow starter, but I'm not quite seeing that here tonight.
Well, I think even in his fight against Kulmala, I don't think he got that slow of a start.
No. Heavy leg kick there.
And D'Onofrio did predict a first-round finish of Skonbäck. We'll see if that prediction comes into fruition here tonight.
Ooh, going to work with that leg kick already. Trying to take away some of that power of Niko Skonbäck.
Exactly.
Oh, and fast hands on D'Onofrio as well.
Just missed with that haymaker did Skonbäck.
Skonbäck put that chin in the air with a look of disdain on his face, though.
Yeah. Nice push kick there from the Italian. Takedown attempt.
Shrugged right off. No. Kick up the middle for D'Onofrio.
I mean, Skonbäck, he fights like his opponent owes him money or something.
He's just a shark. You know, like that's the only thing I can think of when I look at that cold look in his eyes. Both guys trying to find their range. D'Onofrio, though, has found his range with those kicks, at least to the legs.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way that D'Onofrio was working on the outside here. piecing up Skonbäck with strikes and kicks.
Oh, I'm not sure did that get through, but it looked briefly like
he was wobbled, right?
Yeah.
Whew.
Skonbäck just shy of getting clipped on the jaw there, both times.
And I think
that looked almost low to me, but perhaps I missaw.
I think he's starting to respect the striking of D'Onofrio.
Yeah, and there's a lot to respect there. He's throwing heavy leather with quick hand speed. Thus far, this is a striker's delight. Both men thrown with ill intent. Oh, high kick for D'Onofrio. And then an inside leg kick, followed by a push kick. Kick.
I mean, the offense is definitely on display here for D'Onofrio, and he has a very wide arsenal. You can see, I mean, look at the way he goes from inside leg kick to push kick.
Yeah, a beautiful combination of kicks.
I mean, he definitely fights like somebody who is, you know, a 15-year veteran. He has definitely accumulated quite a few skills along that journey. Skonbäck somewhat more one-dimensional in terms of striking arsenal, so to speak. More of a puncher than a kicker.
Yeah, he does seem to be a little bit more fundamental and boxing-centric.
And I gotta say, I really like the volume that we're seeing from D'Onofrio as well. I mean, he's constantly active.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those front kicks to the midsection, sorry to cut you off there. I mean, they will definitely be a factor if this fight goes into the later rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. So those leg kicks as well, the combination of the two will take away the power and the offensive capability of someone like Niko Skonbäck, who relies a bit on his physicality and his heavy power.
1 minute.
I mean, you can tell that D'Onofrio him and his team, they've definitely game planned very, very well for Skonbäck. Not being a stationary target, constantly just slowly chipping away at Skonbäck and his gas tank.
Switching stances, you know, using those leg kicks, but all it takes is one of those. Flying knee attempt. And D'Onofrio is down. He's still lucid, though. He's still lucid. It doesn't look like he got hit with anything too clean. He's tying up Skonbäck, trying to make sure that he can't go to work with that brutal ground and pound. Skonbäck just smashing his face into the cage, though. That is a very uncomfortable cheese grater of a scenario. Big, heavy overhand right.
And it looks
Tries
like
to sneak in with that elbow, too.
Yeah, just vicious ground and pound there from within.
But Skonbäck looks to have a bit of a cut.
Yeah.
Excellent first round, a lot of action, very fast-paced, good volume from D'Onofrio, fire and fury from Skonbäck. This fight, at least for me, is living up to the hype.
Oh, definitely, it is delivering. I mean, they're both firing on all cylinders, really. Let's take a look at some of that action.
Welterweights, good stiff jab from Skonbäck, followed by an overhand right that just clips D'Onofrio. D'Onofrio trying to evade, use head movement, gets tossed across the cage. Runs as well a little bit. And then that flying knee that just misses.
It could have been good night if, you know, Skonbäck had just sort of adjusted his trajectory a little bit.
Yeah, that could have been very, very bad.
And honestly, it all came off of that stiff jab. That was what set up a whole sequence of events that started turning the tide of battle.
Stiff jab, overhand right, and then D'Onofrio trying to clear himself of that dangerous position. I would say that sequence probably secured the round for Skonbäck, but again, not a judge.
Yeah, probably.
Touch of gloves, and these two are back underway for the second round of this welterweight matchup.
And the way that Skonbäck talked about this fight, it was as if a knockout was inevitable. He said the fight will end with us two throwing down on top of the cage logo until one of us goes to sleep, something along those lines.
D'Onofrio going back to work with volume. That inside leg kick. Another leg kick. And he tries to shoot.
Oh!
Just catches him with the toes on that high kick.
I mean, it's a game of inches, and again, just a small little adjustment there with the reach, and we could have been seeing a completely different fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Skonbäck hits that jab twice, and D'Onofrio fires back with volume. Oh, that looked checked.
Oh yeah, definitely. I really like the pressure from Skonbäck. He's just got to be careful about not letting that pressure lead him into combinations.
Right, and he is throwing 1, 2. Yeah, he's throwing low volume combinations. I would love to see him try and piece that together, maybe throw in a few kicks of his own. It does look like if he has a decent lead kick to the midsection, that could be of use. Sneak under that elbow, perhaps.
Jockey for position here up against the cage.
D'Onofrio found a way to kind of slow down that pressure of Skonbäck. And then he puts that jab right back in his face. I feel like Skonbäck really does need volumatic approach, though, to combinations. 1 or 2 punches isn't going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a more sort of fundamental striking arsenal. But, I mean, just look at that, because when he gets off with 1 or 2 strikes, D'Onofrio has already thrown 4.
Right. And it becomes a volume game. It's just, he might throw the harder shots. He could, he very well could. But where are they?
Yeah.
Good work up from D'Onofrio, keeping that jab in the face of Skonbäck and then coming back with volume. Even if it's not, the most effectual, he is putting his hands on him. And that volume does not go unnoticed by the judges. Oh, big solid left hook for Skonbäck. But D'Onofrio's right back in his face.
That's the thing. D'Onofrio never gives Skonbäck a time to sort of settle into a rhythm and just, he just doesn't give him that opportunity to land proper.
And nothing's free. Look at this. He takes the shot, but then he throws back.
Big swing and a miss there. It's like something you'd see from a baseball pitcher at Dodger Stadium.
Great work from D'Onofrio from the outside to apply pressure and keep up basically a high volume of versatile strikes to keep Skonbäck from guessing and settling into a rhythm. This is very good work, veteran work.
Oh yeah, definitely, because again, that was a nice left hook that Skonbäck landed, but as soon as he did, D'Onofrio fired back with a 2-3 strike combination, and that kind of almost like neutralizes the tiny point lead that Skonbäck might have had in that exchange.
Right back in his face to ensure he doesn't get to settle into a rhythm of throwing big, heavy shots at you. This is great work also, trying to dictate, hey, all right, I've had some success on the feet here, maybe we take you down and see what happens.
Oh.
That might have been a tactical miscalculation there.
But look at that, Skonbäck just kind of let him back up.
1 minute.
It's clear he wants to keep his fight on the feet. So long as he's not fighting with pride, that, he feels like a little frustrated by the striking.
I don't think it's that. I think Skonbäck is fighting with, I want to knock you out. Like, that is it. And this is the second mishap we've had with gloves here tonight.
Some blood coming from the nose of the Italian.
Ref says fight. Skonbäck didn't care to entertain that fight on the ground because I think he wants to see D'Onofrio laid out on the canvas. Because tactically, it would have been smarter, likely, for him to have just stayed on top for the remainder of the round. And visually, at least, that would have been a better image for the judges than him getting tap, 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 tapped. I'm not saying all of those are taps, of course. That one was solid. But there is the volumatic approach that isn't, drastically damaging Skonbäck, but it's enough. it's enough to lose him the round.
And so far, Skonbäck has no answer for those teeps to the body, but he's just been eating them all night.
Yeah, and that's a difficult one for him to answer, you know, and they haven't had they have not entirely had the desired effect, right, of taking the wind out of Skonbäck's sails, but they do add up. We look here at the replay, kick to the body from D'Onofrio, and then Skonbäck attempts to come in with a left hand.
And I would not be surprised if it's one round apiece.
Skonbäck here fends off the takedown attempt and then is able to, you know, basically try and get a couple of clean shots on him. Doesn't quite go to plan, and then they're both back standing. They're taping up that glove a bit further for Niko Skonbäck. Referee's inspecting to make sure everything's copacetic, and it appears to be so. Checking both fighters have their mouth guard. And now we're just about back in action.
And both fighters wearing the story of this fight on their faces. Both guys kind of banged up.
Yeah, for sure. Skonbäck throws one punch. And now, granted, they're that effective, but then you have D'Onofrio throwing volume back.
Yeah, I mean, just with that counter, he threw a three-strike combination, which is already more than what Skonbäck has thrown now.
And not every shot has to take your head off, but they're landing.
I mean, there's no doubting the power that Niko Skonbäck possesses. But like my first MMA GM said, power is nothing without control. And if he were to spread it out a little bit and maybe perhaps cut the cage off a little bit more, I think he'd have some more success.
Or just if you couldn't guess that a power strike was coming, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like if you throw in a couple of, 30, 40, 50% shots, and then you throw, or you feint a little bit, then maybe you have a bit better opportunity to land those power strikes. Because when they do have fight-ending potential, but you got to be able to actually land them. Oh, and an eye poke. Oh, that looked brutal.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, the body language was very telling, and I'm pretty sure I could see it as well from our broadcast position.
Yeah, you don't get a guy like Skonbäck to back up easily.
Yeah. Let's take a look at it here.
I believe it's the thumb. Yeah. Oh, no, rakes the eyes a bit there. Skonbäck's like, hey, whoa.
D'Onofrio acknowledged it.
A moment to reset and reconfigure, recalibrate. Let's see, does this go back to D'Onofrio throwing volume and Skonbäck headhunting? Oh, he sure does headhunt, and he gets it. Let's see if he's able to close this out here. He has got D'Onofrio in a bad spot with a good deal of time left.
Oh, yeah, he's in a world of hurt right now. And Skonbäck is on him like a swarm of bees.
D'Onofrio's got a second to breathe, though, here. And he's a wily enough veteran that he may recompose himself. But Skonbäck enters into mount, it seems. And if he can posture up, he can end this here.
So far, D'Onofrio leaning heavy, or leaning his arms heavy on those of his opponents, trying to neutralize some of the offense coming his way.
He's slowed down that onslaught of Skonbäck. Maybe long enough to regain his composure and take himself out of the clear and present danger of being finished by this wild man. Just when I was chastising for headhunting,
Yeah, right.
he makes a fool of me. Would still have liked to see more volume, but...
He might be trying to set up an arm triangle choke.
That does appear to be the case. D'Onofrio's bloodied, but he seems to have regained his composure.
And Skonbäck is in full mount.
But he's not quite able to get off any meaningful onslaught. So would he be better served getting up?
I was wondering that myself, because D'Onofrio's done a pretty good job at neutralizing the offense once we get onto the canvas. And it's also, you know, this grounded position is also giving D'Onofrio a chance to regain his composure. So it looks like he's
good shoulder pressure. Oh, sorry, my apologies.
No worries, but it looks like he's might be trying to set up that arm triangle choke once again. He's got his right arm underneath the head of D'Onofrio.
Yeah, good shoulder pressure there, but I mean, this is burning up the clock when he had D'Onofrio hurt. I'm not sure that this is the best use of the limited time that remains. Granted, it is a dominant round,
yeah,
but how did the other two go? D'Onofrio wearing the damage. Oh, there it is. There goes the arm triangle.
There's plenty of time to work now, over a minute.
Might be wiser to transition
1 minute
to side control here.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's staying in now.
There's a whole mess of blood coming out of the mouth of D'Onofrio.
I'm surprised Skonbäck isn't stepping over to side control. Oh my, this is
not good. He may have, maybe he bit his tongue or his cheek, or perhaps it torn esophagus. I don't know what's happening, but that is a lot of blood, considering he didn't take any obvious damage there. It was only just the power of the squeeze. I don't know what happened. That is quite something, though.
It could have been a previous cut that was worsened by the squeeze, perhaps.
I'm not 100% sure, but Skonbäck just going wild. D'Onofrio
leaking like a broken faucet.
Yeah, absolutely. A drip of blood right there over the outside of the cage. D'Onofrio bloodied, but still cognizant.
Yeah, gets up
of his own volition, faster than Niko Skonbäck did.
Yeah.
Popped right to his feet. Skonbäck is a scary man.
Yeah, he sure
I don't
is.
even, maybe he is a shark. Like, everything about him is just hungry for blood. I don't consider myself a squeamish person, but that actually put a little, that gave me a bit of a, you know, trepidation I can't quite explain.
No, I know exactly. I was feeling exactly the same thing. I was getting kind of worried for a moment, but
the volume of blood, though, it just felt like, you know, perhaps a bit much. That was wild. Niko Skonbäck, what an absolute savage. Let's take a look at this replay here. What do we got? Boom, ooh. Big overhand right, drops D'Onofrio. And Skonbäck just swarms in. Every motion shark-like, you know, just swimming forward, winging those punches, hungry for blood.
Trying to drag his opponent into deep waters and drown him. Though the Italian did manage to swim to shore.
Or at least stay afloat for a while.
Yeah.
Boom, big right hand, clips him. Right as I say, hey, you doing headhunt. And he rains down some punches there. I don't quite know what that was about.
Yeah.
And here you have a bloodied D'Onofrio with Skonbäck on top of him. And he just begins to tee off in those last and final moments of the round, looking to get him out of there any way he possibly can. Did not manage in the end, but not for trying.
Yeah. Now, what a fight. I mean, that was a blood and guts battle if I'd ever seen one.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got the judges' decision for the fight. Winner by unanimous decision. Fighting out the red corner, Niko Skonbäck!
There you have it. Skonbäck wins here on home soil by way of unanimous decision. And now we see a smile. Now we see a slight break in the fearful tension. The terror-inspiring tension between these two. Absolute warriors, though. D'Onofrio did a fantastic job at putting together a volume of strikes that was very, very impressive, a variety of strikes that was very impressive, but Skonbäck just killer instinct his way through. And we're gonna now have an interview, it seems, with D'Onofrio.
I wonder if perhaps he was gonna make a bit of an announcement for his career, considering his age.
I just want to say something. Sorry, Italy. Sorry, my family. Sorry to everyone. And thank you to Finland. You are amazing people. See you next time. Niko, number 1.
Evasio D'Onofrio.
No announcements of that nature, but I also don't think he has anything to be sorry for.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal performance. Let's hear from Niko Skonbäck.
Niko, onneksi olkoon. Hieno voitto.
Kiitos, kiitos kaikille espoolaisille ja muille maalaisille tiedokset. Skune is back.
Ja hyvin vahvasti vielä. Sillä oli muutama hetki, että mä luulin, että se menisi poikki. Oliko itsellä semmoinen tuntuma, että siitä olisi saanut katkaistua tämän ottelun?
Joo, oli muutama paikka, mutta oli sitkeä kaverikin ja vähän erikoinen tyyli ja 1,5 vuotta itsellä ottelutaukoa ja viimeisen vuoden on, kun ois kattonut pornoa radiosta. Ei oo hirveän kiva ollut kellään. Ja nyt oli ihan kiva, että pääsi tekemään ihan tosissaan ja sai täyden ajankin vielä yöllä.
Se oli vahva palo, onneksi olkoon todella tarkkaan ja heidän ottelua.
Kiitos paljon.
Niko Skonbäck!
Very exciting fight. Great performance from both of these folks.
And honestly, I think this is a very important learning experience for Skonbäck as well, because he still got the job done at the end, but I think that he got a couple very, very important
Ottelu
lessons.
tarjosi rajupaja tapahtumien tekniikkaa ja toteutus ammattitaidolla.
You are about to experience the cage.